All right, delegates, you may be seated. Delegates, request all of you to maintain the decorum of the hall. We still have outstation schools that will be coming in to join us for the opening ceremony. However, due to time constraints, we'll be moving forward with the formal proceedings. A very good morning to everyone present here. Our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Sharad Pradhan, our principal, Mr. Gary Dominic Everett, our faculty advisor, Dr. Zeba Siddiqui, respected teachers and delegates. It is my honor to welcome you all to the 11th session of the Martiniere Model United Nations. The first session of L1 was held in 2013, and since then, the size and quality of the conference has only multiplied, with this year's edition promising to be the best one yet. This year, we are hosting more than 500 delegates from over 30 premier institutions of the globe, and have set out to raise the already high bar set by our predecessors. The entire core team has worked tirelessly to ensure that each attendee at the conference has the ideal experience. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to all of you, this event might just be another MUN conference that you are attending. But to us, the organizers, the Secretariat members that you see sitting right over here, for us, it's an emotion. An emotion that we've been building upon since the moment we've stepped into the 12th grade or into the respective classes that we've entered the Secretariat into. From the moment the Secretariat was announced, to the moment right now when the Secretariat members are sitting right there on the chairs, and I am standing right here addressing all of you. This event has been catered for you all, to provide the best experience to all the delegates, to all the people attending the conference. Take a look around you. Take a look at the posters that are there on the softboards, the lighting that you see around you, the house flags that you see right here. All of these are a part of a legacy of Martiniere College, Lucknow, a legacy so huge and a legacy so old that even people from all across the globe recognize it and come here to attend an event just because it's a Martinian event. That is the legacy that we carry, and that is the legacy that Martiniere College, Lucknow provides, and that's the experience that Martiniere Model United Nations will provide to all of you. With that, without any further delay, allow me to proceed with the opening ceremony. First and foremost, I would like to recognize all the sponsors who have so graciously helped us with this event. Our platinum donors, College Core and Titan Financial Brokers. Our gold donors, Ambalaka Institute of Management and Raj Builders. Our silver donors, Kumudini Jewels, Basin & Sons, Gravity, Value Plus, Shalimar, Sparrow Farms, and Sarna Stonex. Our food and beverage associates, Starbucks, KFC, Cherry Tree, Pizza Hut, Nawabis, and American Waffle. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to hand over the opening ceremony to Samrit to introduce the chief guest and to welcome him to the pedestal right now.
A very good morning to one and all present here. It is an immense honor to introduce a figure whose journalistic legacy and insights have been politically disclosed in India for over 4 decades. Today, for the 11th edition of the Martiniere Model United Nations, we are privileged to welcome an individual whose commitment to truth and integrity serves as a powerful example in today's media landscape, Mr. Sharad Pradhan. Mr. Pradhan is a distinguished senior journalist and a political analyst whose career stands as a testament to resilience, honesty, and relentless pursuit of impactful stories. Serving as a correspondent of Reuters, he has been working in multiple media houses for more than 47 years. Among these are Times of India, Outlook, Sunday, Sunday Observer, Sunday Mail, Midday, Ian's, etc. He has also been a columnist for Hindustan Times, Deccan Herald, Frontline, The Week, and BBC. He has reported on crucial socio-political issues at the heart of modern India, from groundbreaking political analysis to amplifying voices that would otherwise go unheard. Mr. Pradhan's work is a beacon of balanced, courageous journalism. Adding an organic Martinian origin, Mr. Pradhan is not only a respected voice in media, but also an ex-Martinian. His family's legacy within our institution continues with Mr. Pradhan Medal, awarded annually to a student who secures the highest marks in ISC examination. This connection adds a very special layer of meaning to his presence here today. As we witness the remarkable journey of one of our own inspiring generations to come, Mr. Pradhan's career reminds us that journalism is more than mere reporting. It is responsibility, a craft that demands courage and steadfast commitment to ethical principles. We are incredibly grateful to him to join us as the keynote speaker, where he will share his invaluable insights on India's political landscape and its place within the current international paradigm. Please join me in warmly welcoming Mr. Pradhan. Thank you. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Pradhan to share his insights. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. The principal, Mr. Gary Everett, Dr. Ziba Siddiqui, and the members of the staff, students of La Martiniere, and of course, the visiting schools from different places. And I'm told there are more than 30 schools, if I'm right. It's remarkable. And it's always La Martiniere has been very close to my heart for various reasons. One of them being my two sons studied here, and because there was a gap of 12 years between the two, I enjoyed a unique distinction of being parent of, as a parent, to be associated with the school for 25 years. And that is how I have a lot of memories with this grand Spence Hall, where I have attended as many, he has 25 annual prize days, because luckily these boys were getting prize, one or the other prize every year, so continuous association. So it's very, and even the issue of a model UN has been very close to my heart, and it's very nostalgic, because way back in the early 70s, Lucknow University initiated this, because we didn't have a thing like this. We used to call it the UN mock session. And I happen to have played the Indian delegate's role 2 successive times. So this occasion, of course, is very, very, again, close to me, and I'm happy that for the 11th time La Martiniere is doing this, and considering the kind of participation, it's really commendable. It's, as far as the issue that you've taken up on this occasion is also very interesting. India has always
enjoys a very unique position when it comes to playing the peacemaker, involvement in peace negotiations, involvement in peacekeeping, particularly in the New World Order. Of course, its history dates back to 1961, when the country's first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru joined hands with Abdel Nasser of Egypt, Marshal Tito of Yugoslavia, and two heads of states from Indonesia and Ghana to launch the non-aligned movement way back in 1961. There were only 5 of them who got down together, and it was at that point of time when the world was starkly divided between the NATO and the Warsaw Pact countries. It's the post Second World War, and when the Cold War was escalating, that is the time that this non-aligned movement was started. And mind you, in those days, nobody expected non-alignment because everybody had to be part of a particular lobby. India chose to not be a part of any lobby and stand up on its own feet without, there may have been occasions over the years when they could be tilted on one side, marginally tilted on one side, but never became a part of somebody's package, which is what gave India a very unique position. Today the non-aligned movement has 120 countries on board. Obviously it has grown, and something which was unthought of at that time seems to be gaining ground. That concept is gaining ground, even though the world still, despite what we might call it the end of the world, Cold War, it continues to remain divided for one reason or the other. Yet, to be maintaining a stand, to be sticking to its guns, is quite a task, it's no mean task, and India has done it very skillfully and successfully. Now, particularly when we talk about the New World Order, things have changed so drastically from the 50s and 60s that it is not easy to stick to your principle, the 5 principles on which NAM was built, NAM online movement was built. The 5 principles were peaceful coexistence, mutual benefits, mutual non-aggression, then mutual agreement on non-interference in domestic affairs, which is very important. And to maintain that on this day, it requires really, I would say it requires guts and skills at the same time, and the manner in which India has demonstrated and pursued its stance is visible in the present context. You can see it in Ukraine-Russia war, in the Israel-Palestinian tussle, the war. India, without being a party to any of them, but now Russia-Ukraine is still on, and India managed to maintain its stand on, India may not have outrightly condemned the Russian aggression, but at the same time, it never allowed itself to be guided by anyone and become part of a camp. It has advocated very, very strongly for a peaceful solution, and without compromising with what Ukraine needs, whatever assistance, which is again a very remarkable thing, and been carried out pretty well by Prime Minister Modi. And it was not easy at that time when the entire Western world, led by the United States, had issued strong sanctions against Russia. India was the first country to go for purchasing oil from them. Now, initially it brought India into some criticism that why should India be going out to indirectly helping Russians? There were allegations
that India is trying to help Russians by purchasing oil from them at a time when nobody was doing so. But then Modi came out with this logic that oil which was the prices were going high, the Russian oil was available at a much cheaper price. So as far as India was concerned, it benefited by going for that purchase, and at the same time not causing any annoyance on the Western front. The Ukraine, they managed to keep ties with Ukraine as well. And still they are trying to do that. You know, you've seen how during the times of crisis, the Indian government managed to get the students out. A lot of students who like to go abroad, they have seen how during these wars, a lot of Indian students have got stuck in various countries on account of the conflict, and it was not easy to bring them back home, which India did. Likewise, you know, when it comes to China, India goes with the United States, because that is where the tensions between the United States and China, because China is emerging as a kind of replacement for the Russian order, the old Soviet Union, the powerful Soviet Union. So now China is there. But India, while siding with the United States, has not become a part of the Washington camp, which is again a very interesting thing and a very skillful measure. To keep out of the Washington camp means that you are not under the guidance of the United States, but at the same time, when it comes to China, in principle you agree on various things, and that is the reason we've been able to keep our neutrality intact, and which is not an easy thing to do today. In the present world order, most of the countries are part of this side or the other side. But in India's case, governments have gone, but they have stuck to their guns, which is something to be appreciated. Take the case of Israel and Palestine. India has maintained its neutrality there as well. There have been issues, many questions have been raised, and they are bound to be raised. Because when you are playing the middle path, you have to sometimes take a lot of criticism from those who do not like your idea and who at times feel that you are crossing the limits in either favoring somebody or taking diktats from someone. It's a real tightrope walk, but we succeeded in doing it. And it's therefore, India makes it a point to tell the whole world, on one hand, that look here, this is our position, and this is a unique position that India enjoys. And to remain, considering that, our country is the most populous country, today now it's the most populous country on earth. And we have realized our strength. Earlier it was, the huge population was not considered an asset, but today it is. Because that is what makes India a huge market, a compulsive market for the West. And so we are in a better position not to say no to people. And we've done it on so many occasions. Otherwise, countries, particularly like United States, they believe in meddling with everybody else. They dictate terms to people and tell them how they should live on their land. But that's not the case with India. India has maintained, apart from maintaining its position, India has played a major role in peace negotiations all across the world. Right from the time, UN peace missions were started in 1948, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 1948. And the first time that India was required to send its troops for a UN mission was in 1950 after the Korean War. And that was a time when it was not considered a very easy act to send your troops down to a third country, fourth country, in hostile conditions. But India did it, and some of our generals have earned a big name on that account. One of them is General Thimaya, General Thorat. And then the forces, the Indian military troops were always respected all across the world, wherever they went on such missions. I think in all these years, India has, the number of troops India has sent is enormous. Some 275,000 Indian troops have been across the globe on UN missions, on some 49 UN missions. In total number of missions that the UN has carried out so far is 72. And to be sending your troops to 49 countries is remarkable. And then even today as we sit here, if I'm not wrong, it's some 5,750 Indian military personnel and police spread across different countries on such missions, which is a huge task for India to have done. And it's not easy. And wherever they have gone, they have earned laurels. Our Indian troops have earned laurels for the country. Now, it is on this account that India, while sticking to its to its principles with commitment, today, I would say that India has established itself as a harbinger of peace in the New World Order. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. If you have any questions, I feel free to ask. Any questions? No? Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your rousing words. I am sure it has left an indelible impact on every delegate present here. Now I would like to invite our principal, Mr. Gary Dominic Everett, and our faculty advisor, Dr. Zeba Siddiqui, to felicitate the chief guest with a token of appreciation. I would now like to invite the representatives from College Core to address the gathering.
Hi, good morning everyone. I'm Gitika from College Core.
Hello. Hi everyone. I am Nikita Malik from College Core Education. So, for show of hands, who all are aspiring to study abroad? Or thinking about college in the US or the UK? Alright, just a few of you. So we're basically a boutique counseling firm based in Noida, and we work with a lot of leading schools from across India, across the globe, from cities like Lucknow, Delhi, Shanghai, Singapore, US, the list goes on. We're a team of counselors, and we've been in this industry for about 21 years under the leadership of Mrs. Urvashi Malik. And this is extremely special for me, especially because my entire family, my father-in-law, my husband, they've all been alums from this school. And I myself have graduated with a double major in economics and math from the US. So let me tell you a little bit about what it means to really go to college abroad. First of all, it's way more than just a college degree. It is a holistic development process. There are skills like critical thinking that you must develop. There's writing skills, there's public speaking. This MUN's a great testament for you guys to really go beyond your curriculum. And that's exactly what colleges look for. They want you to be driven, they want you to really show your interest, they want you to explore, most importantly. Nobody expects you to know what you want to study by the time you're in grade 12, but exploration is a good way to really show it. So how we show exploration through a piece of paper, through an application that you don't even get to really meet the admissions officer. It's something called passion projects. So let me give you a few examples. We had a student, Soham Modi, he made it to Wharton, and he did so by showing a passion for solving the stubble burning problem. So if you guys are from Delhi, you know that this time of the year is horrible because of the pollution, and that's because of stubble burning. So he connected industries with farmers, and he tried to solve the stubble burning problem, and that's the passion project that I'm talking about. Similarly, there was another student, Varyam. He got into the management and technology program at Berkeley. He was the only Indian to get into that program. And he connected, he made equal access to education. He set up at least 10 libraries in rural India and really showed his passion for how important it is for everyone to be digitally literate and financially literate. In fact, one of your alums, Arnav Agarwal, went to UC Berkeley he did something called the Project Sambandh, where he took local artisans, connected them with consumers through an e-commerce platform to really enhance and encourage Indian artisans and Indian art. So during the whole application process, the college exploration process, what we help you with is not only just identifying what college you should go to, but also what subjects you should take, how you should explore them. Let's say you want to study economics. You guys are here at the MUN. Some of you might be interested in law. How do you explore law? Do you really know what law entails? Do you know what you're going to be studying in college when you're pursuing a degree in law? So helping you decide subjects, exploring, preparing for interviews, deciding admission plans, should you go early application, which country you should go for.
So each country has something unique to offer. For instance, US, it's known for its interdisciplinary majors that it offers. Also, you can enjoy the flexibility the colleges offer in the US. So for instance, you can fill in an application for economics and just study maybe a business major. So you can enjoy that in US, and it has more than 5,000 universities to choose from. Usually the popular programs for Indian students in the US are computer science, business, marketing, psychology, visual arts. Coming to UK, it is steeped in academic tradition, and it has produced some of the world's greatest leaders. It offers a typical 3-year graduation like the Indian system does, and usually the Indian students opt for a law or maybe a medicine program in the UK. Canada is, although it's a little controversial these days, but it's still popular among students due to its co-op programs. Now, co-op programs is something that Canadian universities offer, where they allow you to work while you study. And again, the popular majors are business and economics in Canada. So, College Code will provide each student with personalized guidance, supported by a team of dedicated counselor and in-house editorial team. So we will help you in your essays, editing them. Of course, you will have to write them on your own. Then we also have, along with the guidance for profile building, we will offer our students skill building workshops, because we believe colleges do expect you to come with certain skill sets, and through our process we make you ready for the college as well. So we have technical skill workshops, research skill, writing, communication skill workshops for all of you. Also, over the years, we've built a network of mentors in India and overseas to help you with your research projects and tech-related projects. We also boast of a strong network of alumni across leading organizations in the world and top colleges who can also give you insight into how you can thrive in the college environment. So each year our students get admissions into the top universities like Harvard, Cornell, Stanford, UPenn, Duke, Brown, MIT, to name a few in the US. London School of Economics, Oxford, Cambridge, Imperial College in the UK, University of Toronto, Waterloo in Canada, NUS, NTU, SMU, closer home in Singapore, which is also an upcoming a popular destination for Indian students because it's very close, and these destinations are popular for tech and business related programs. In India, Ashoka, Kriya are again a very good choice for students who want to stay back. So we do help our students, and our students have got up to 100% scholarships in these universities. So we take pride in facilitating transformative experiences for our students, assisting them in securing admissions at the top universities around the world. We specialize in helping students identify universities that align with their goals and helping them showcase their strengths and advising them on scholarship and financial aids. So we'll prepare you not only to get accepted in your top college, top choice of college, but also equip you with the skills that make most of your college career.
Alright, so let me just put a few things into perspective. When you're doing an MUN, try and do as many MUNs as you can in school. It's that additional gold star that you've committed to an activity. You've tried to be better at it. And of course, I'm sure you guys can all manage, or at least try. Get the best delegate. You can do it. That will also add value. So there's a little brochure in all of your files that has information about the company, our contact details. We're hanging around for a bit, so feel free to ask any questions you might have. And good luck, everyone.
Thank you so much for that presentation. I'm sure it has been eye-opening for the delegates present here. Now I would like to invite our principal, Mr. Gary Dominic Everett, to address the gathering.
Well, good morning to all of you present here. On behalf of the management, the staff and students of this college, I would like to welcome each and every one of you to the 11th session of the La Martiniere MUN. I would firstly like to thank our speaker this morning, Mr. Pradhan, who had spent some valuable time with me this morning. And I got to know that Mr. Pradhan is also the uncle of one of my classmates who we studied together in college when I was doing my honors. So this shows that the world is a very, very small place. Secondly, I would like to thank all the delegates who have come from all over the country and also from different parts of the world to attend this conference. I wish you all the very best. I would like to thank your principals and your staff members who have come along with you. Please do give them my regards. A special thanks to our guest of honor, Mrs. Penny Dutre, who is always so willingly coming and attending our functions. She's come all the way from Australia to be with us. Thank you, ma'am. We really appreciate. I would like to thank my teacher in charge, Mrs. Zeba Siddiqui, who has taken all the effort along with these young boys, and they have been working tirelessly, I think, for the past 5 to 6 months, I think how long I know them. And I'm sure this entire session and this entire conference is the hard work put in together along with all the students and this teacher. So I wish you all the very best. I hope that you all take back something from the conference. Most importantly, make good friends, debate well. You are the future citizens of this country. What you aspire to see this world in the next few years is in your hands. I would also like to apologize for the late start of this program, and I know it was unavoidable because of some traffic rules or something that I was told, But my simple advice to all of you will be, if you would like this conference to be a successful one, please make it a point, all of you, to be at the right place, at the right time, doing the right things. Wish you all the best, and I hope this conference will, these couple of days ahead, you will enjoy yourself and learn a lot of things. God bless you all. Have a wonderful time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your words, sir. It really means a lot to us. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Devarth, and I serve as the head of international press at Elman 2024. I have been a part of Elman for the past 3 years. I have seen the intricacies which are involved in organizing a conference of this scale. The Secretariat, it comprises of the people, the group of people who have dedicated all their time in school and their personal time to make sure that this conference is the best there ever is. With that being said, I would now like to introduce to you the Secretariat of Elman 2024. First up, we have the Under-Secretary General for Global Communications, Namit Bhasin. I would like to invite Dr. Zeba Siddiqui, our faculty advisor, and the chief guest to facilitate them with the gavel. The Under-Secretary General for Global Communications, Namit Bhasin. Next, we have the Under-Secretary General for Committees and Policy, Devrat Tilak. Next, we have the Under-Secretary General for Technical Operations, Mohammad Arhan. Next, we have the Under-Secretary General for Conference Management, Vishesh Gupta. Next, we have the Under-Secretary General for Delegate Affairs, Kushagra Khare. Next, we have the Under-Secretary General for Administration, Samrit Gupta. Next, we have the Deputy Secretary General, Adit Joshi. And last, but most certainly not the least, the captain of our ship, the Secretary General, Vinayak Tandon. Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, allow me to introduce one more individual. This person has been with us through thick and thin, through tough times and good. This individual has been there for us when no one ever was. The backbone of Elman, our faculty advisor, Dr. Zeba Siddiqui. Thank you so much, everyone. Now I would like to hand over the proceedings to Kushagra Khare.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and a privilege to stand here at the podium and present something in the Elman opening ceremony. First and foremost, let me invite the chief guest, the principal, and our faculty advisor, Dr. Zeba Siddiqui, on the stage for the felicitation of the executive board panel at Elman 24. Without further ado, let's start. First up, we have the 22nd Law Commission, Ministry of Law and Justice, Government of India, whose chairperson is Aditya Sharma. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him with a round of applause. Next up, we have the vice chairpersons for the Ministry of 22nd Law Commission. We have Surya Shukla and Lakshap Singh Sambyal serving as the vice chairpersons for the committee. We are honored to have you, sir. Next up, we have the co-chairpersons for the United States House of Representatives Committee on Oversight and Accountability, Jay Malwani and Avinash Tripathi. Thank you so much, sir. Next up, we have a committee which is very close to my heart, the United Nations Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, whose chairperson is Mr. Vinayak. The vice chairperson for UNEC LAC is Mr. Vandit Pandey. Next up, we have a committee which is full of thrill this time, the Clandestine Assembly El Salvador Emergency Multi-Party Meeting, whose co-chairperson is Mr. Shikhar Tripathi. I request all of you to please welcome the executive board panel with a round of applause. His counterpart in the committee, Clandestine Assembly's another co-chairperson, Mr. Abhinav Raj. Next up, a committee which gives us a deep dive into the history of India, Bandung Conference 1955. For this committee, we have the chairperson, Mr. Raghav Dua, who is a respected person in the circuit. I expect all of you to welcome him with a round of applause. Vice Chairperson of the same committee, Mr. Parshva Shah. Moving on to the United Nations Human Rights Council, we have the co-president for United Nations Human Rights Council, Mr. Ritik Singh. Co-President for United Nations Human Rights Council, Ms. Mansa Sharma. Next up, we have the committee which is deep delved into the Indian states, Ministry of Home Affairs, Maharashtra, whose chairperson is Mr. Abhishek Tripathi. Vice Chairperson for the Ministry of Home Affairs, Maharashtra, Mr. Rajveer Wadhwa. Next up, we have the United Nations Security Council, whose co-president is Mr. Varanya Veer Singh. United Nations Security Council Co-President Mr. Garv Johar. Next up, we have one of the most intriguing committees of Elman this year, Council of Members of the Antarctic Treaty System. And I'm going to invite the person on stage who is put to blame for so many documents that he sent us and are a valuable addition to the delegates, Mr. Ninad Ghoshal. Vice Chairperson of the Council of the Members of the Antarctic Treaty System, Suhani Das Gupta. Vice Chairperson of the same committee, Mr. Kritin Bhasin. Next up, we have a fast-moving crisis committee, Council of the Hogmaster of the Teutonic Order, whose co-chairperson is Mr. Aryan Dhawan. Council of the Hogmaster of the Teutonic Order, co-chairperson, Mr. Arul Kumar. Next up, we have the co-chairpersons for the International Press Corps Journalism, Mr. Prabhav Tripathi. The co-chairperson for the International Press Corps Caricature and Photography, Mr. Mohit Rathore. Next up, we have the best of the best, the ad hoc committee of the Secretary General, whose chairperson is Mr. Shair Majumdar. Thank you, sir. We are honored to have you. Next up, we have the Crisis Director for the Ad hoc Committee of the Secretary General, Mr. Amay Gupta. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. You now have a seat. With that, I would now like to call upon the Under Secretary General for Technical Operations at Elman this year, Mohammad Arhan, to take over the proceedings.
Greetings, everyone. I'm sure you all already know that I'm the Undersecretary General for Technical Operations. At this very moment, we would now like to present to you the glimpses of our institution that we proudly call our second home. Please watch closely the glimpses of Constantia.
Don't you come back no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Don't you come back no more. Don't you come back no
What you say?
Ladies and gentlemen, that was just a trailer. Now it is time to present to you the opening video for the Martiniere Modern Nations 2024.
Private Older Omran Dakhnish was among those injured. He can be seen here bleeding from the head.
India slogans and holding Pakistani flag. 73, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Roe and abortion was legalized throughout the United States. For emergency help.
In Indonesia's capital city of Bandung.
Xenophobia violence. Greetings and namaskar from 1.4 billion people of Bharat.
Let this conference be a great success.
Foreign nationals here.
Campaigns were being done against
These tiny boats, systems piracy.
suffer every night, every day.
Having an abortion.
Largest mass deportation project.
Project 2025 will be
Average growth in 2023. Gas, oil and gas. Turn off all access.
rules the streets of El Salvador.
He's not crazy, yes, you understand. So he's dangerous.
Rover 6, going dark.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the opening video for the Martiniere Modern Nations 2024, the 11th session. And now I request our Secretary General, Vinay Tandon, to please address the delegates.
Coming up here, the first thing in my mind is that my throat is dry. I generally need water, but it's all right. Now I know what everyone is thinking, when will this damn speech end? But this is my moment of glory, let me have it. Before I start, let me apologize for the delay. There is no going back on the fact that it was a mistake on our part that the buses were delayed, because of which the opening ceremony was delayed, and it's a problem that we need to rectify. But I can also tell you that is a problem that we will rectify for the next 2 days, and this will not happen again. Ladies and gentlemen, as I stand here before you, there's a lot of things going on in my mind which I can't really put in motion because I haven't slept. But there are also a lot of things that I can tell you before the closing ceremony because I want to right now.
More than anything today, I want to take this moment to appreciate my team who have worked with me for the last 6 months to make LMUN what it is. To the flags that you see above, which Arhan was literally standing off the balcony to put up from at 1 a.m. in the night. To the board that you see outside, the lights that were put in, the flags that we actually forgot to put up and we told Shiv to do it at 6 a.m. today. Small things which make the conference better, small things which I know won't really matter after you go, but small things that we will remember even after the conference ends. As a peer to most of you, as someone who's probably not older than you, as someone who is much less wise than you, if out of everything that I learned in the last 6 months, the sole thing that I can put up to you right now is don't lose hope. The delegates have been delayed. We need to do the opening ceremony, but what do? First and foremost, don't lose hope that the opening ceremony will not happen at all. The ID cards were misplaced. What do? Don't lose hope that the ID cards will never be found altogether. Whatever you do in your life, whether it be something that I am saying right now, which most of you all will think is so easy to say, however, he would not follow it himself, which is partially true, but I have to say it. Don't lose hope. At the end of my speech, because I actually haven't written any as I was finishing all this up, I would like to end in a quote which I don't remember, but I can tell you from Steve Jobs. Don't try to connect the dots looking forward, try to connect the dots looking backward. Because if you try to connect the dots looking forward, you will never be able to know what will truly happen. But if you try to connect the dots looking backward, it will give you the hope that something is going right. And it will give you the hope to follow your heart to a path that is less chosen. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let me take out the gavel first because I don't want to remove my face off the mic. With the power vested in me as the Secretary General for the Martiniere Modern United Nations 2024, the 11th session, I now declare the conference open. I wanted to do a very fashionable walk-off where the claps are going on, but unfortunately I can't. As much as I know, now, with all the apologies in my heart, we have delayed the opening ceremony by 5 minutes, so it's a very big deal which we now need to rectify. I request all the delegates to take the path that is right here to follow to the East Terrace where the conference photograph will be held. After that, you all can proceed to the high tea. The different venues are there on the chair which you have sat on. Please note that if you have sat on the paper, we will not replace it. But moving on, I now request all the Secretariat member and the Directorate members to please escort the delegates to the East Terrace. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Have an amazing time.